It was Liu Hao. Liu Hao, at 40. His hair had thinned. His stomach had grown. The lines on his face sagged, like a shirt worn too long without being washed. He saw me too. Or more precisely, he saw the car first. A Porsche in a place like this was impossible to ignore. He looked up. His gaze ran along the body of the car, then stopped at the driver's window and froze. I rolled the window down. Liu Hao. He stood up, still holding a wrench. Xiao, Xiao, Xiao. His eyes moved from my face to the logo on the steering wheel, then back again. His mouth opened slightly, closed, opened again. His voice came out hoarse. This car is yours? Yeah. Silence. A few seconds later, he forced a smile. Awkward. Unnatural. You're doing pretty well. I'm doing all right. He bent down, put the wrench on the ground, and wiped the grease off his hands with his sleeve. When he stood up again, his expression had changed into something I knew very well. That look, when he wanted to ask for something, but didn't want to seem too direct. I had seen it too many times during our 5 years of marriage. When he borrowed money from my mother, that look. When he said, "Let me hold your dowry for now," that look. He scratched the back of his head. Xiao Xiao, are you free right now? I need to talk to you for a bit. Go ahead. It's just, I've been a bit tight lately. He licked his lips. My dad, his heart isn't doing well. He had a stent put in last month. Insurance covered part of it, but the rest, he hesitated. Could you lend me 50,000? 50,000. When he said that number, his voice dropped low, as if he was afraid someone nearby might hear. I looked at him. At the man who signed the divorce papers without even looking up. At the man who said, "Why should a woman manage money?" At the man who refused to give me 50,000 when my mother was in the hospital. Now, he stood in front of me, grease on his hands, bent slightly forward, asking me for 50,000. 50,000, I repeated. Yeah, if it's not convenient, then forget it. I remember, I said slowly. When my mother was hospitalized, I asked you for the same amount. What did you say back then? His face changed. You said, "Doesn't your mom have insurance? If you touch that money, it won't stay intact." His lips moved, but no words came out. You had 800,000 in savings, and you wouldn't take out even 50,000. That night, I knelt in a hospital hallway calling people to borrow money. And you were at home playing games. The wind passed through the street, carrying the smell of food and detergent from the old neighborhood. Liu Hao lowered his head. I was wrong back then. Not just that time. My voice was flat. No anger, no trembling, no emotion at all. Just telling a story that had already ended. I suggested buying a shop. You refused. It's worth 6 million now. I suggested a fund. You said it was a scam. It quadrupled. I got a job offer for 12,000 a month. You said women couldn't do anything. The night we divorced, I bought Bitcoin. You said I was insane. I paused. Liu Hao, do you know how much those 200 Bitcoin are worth now? He looked at me. His throat moved. How much? I didn't answer. Because the number no longer mattered. What mattered was every decision he once looked down on. Time had already given the answer, one by one. All wrong. Every single one. Silence stretched for about 10 seconds. Liu Hao spoke first, his voice dry. Xiao, I know I wasn't good to you back then. I was controlling. I didn't listen to you. That was my fault. He rubbed his hands. But people change, right? I've thought things through now. Thought things through. When he said those words, it sounded like he was reading from a script. What exactly did you think through? I just realized I shouldn't have stopped you. You have your own thoughts. I should have supported you. Is it because I have money now that you suddenly think you should support me? He opened his mouth. If my 200 Bitcoin had gone to zero, would you still be standing here saying all this? He had no answer. And that was the answer. The sound of an electric scooter horn echoed from the alley. Someone rode past us, glancing curiously at the Porsche. Xiao. He stepped closer. There was something in his voice I hadn't heard in a long time. Softness. Liu Hao was lowering himself. 50,000. It's really not that much. I'll pay you back once I figure things out. I won't lend it to you. His face stiffened instantly. Why? Because you don't lack that 50,000. I looked straight at him. What you lack is someone willing to pay the price for you. Before, it was me. Then Zhao Li. Then your parents. Now they can't carry you anymore, so you came back to me. Liu Hao, I am not your backup plan. His face flushed red. The corner of his mouth twitched. What are you saying? My dad is in the hospital and you won't help, fine. But do you have to talk like this? How am I someone who makes others pay for me? I'm working now, aren't I? Driving to earn money. Then where is your money? He froze. I knew him too well. Across 2 lifetimes. It wasn't that he couldn't make money. He just couldn't keep it. A friend invites him out. He goes. A coworker suggests an investment. He joins. He earns 8,000 a month, but ends every month with nothing. His problem was never income. It was that he never once planned for the future. Because deep down, he always believed someone would catch him. Go, I said. I raised the window. Wait. He slapped his hand against the glass. You're so rich now. What is 50,000 to you? Just help me this once. Help. I lowered the window again. Looked at him. You know, when I was kneeling in that hospital hallway, begging people for money, you didn't help me. And I didn't blame you, because that was your choice. Today, I don't help you. That is my choice. His hand slowly slid off the window. And then, a voice came from behind. Xiao, is that you? I looked in the rearview mirror. Wang Feng. She walked in from the gate, carrying a bag of vegetables. Her steps were noticeably slower than 10 years ago. Her hair, more than half gray now. She reached the car, looked at the Porsche first, then at me. Her expression shifted several times. Surprise, calculation, then a smile layered on top. Oh, Xiao, it's been so long. This is your car? Yes. You're doing so well now. She smiled wide, wrinkles filling the corners of her eyes. I always knew you were capable. Of course you'd succeed. Always knew. Back then, she told everyone I was a reckless, crazy woman. Back then, when I moved out, she checked every pot, every bowl, wouldn't even let me take a blanket. Back then, she said I had no ability. Aunt Wang, I said calmly. What did you say back then? Her smile froze, just for a moment. You said, a woman should know her place. You said, when you suffer outside, don't come back crying to us. I didn't come back. Not even once. Her smile disappeared completely. She turned to look at Liu Hao. He stood there, like a piece of wood soaked in rain. Xiao Xiao, Wang Fang lowered her voice. Let's not bring up the past. After all, we're still family. Not anymore. I raised the window, started the engine. The Porsche's exhaust echoed through the quiet neighborhood. In the rearview mirror, Wang Fang stood frozen, the bag of vegetables trembling slightly in her hand. Liu Hao dropped to the ground, holding his head. Beside him, the broken electric scooter. I looked away, pressed the accelerator. As the car left Kuihua Garden, we passed a convenience store at the entrance. 10 years ago, it was still a newspaper stand. 10 years. Enough for Bitcoin to rise from 1,500 to 500,000. Enough for a marriage to turn into dust. Enough for a woman to go from having no one to rely on to needing no one at all. This time, I'm not living for anyone else, only for myself. The wind rushed in through the window, tangling my hair. I rolled the window up, started the engine. The road ahead, bright, and I stepped on the gas without looking back. To be continue full stories in Comet.